Welcome everybody to Level M Diecast. We're going to go on a little bit of a nostalgia trip today. No, I promise you we are not going to be playing with toys today, although we do like to play with toys every once in a while. We do like playing with some diecast cars. We have a little fancy little setup we have here. Kind of threw this together from all that crap that comes from, action packs and monster trucks and all that stuff, and kind of wondering what are you doing here? Well, today we're going to showcase my Stomper collection, and I don't have the greatest Stomper collection, but I do have at least one of every Stomper they did do. Now, these are not what most people think are the Stompers. There were original, true Stompers that were battery operated, and they're very expensive if you still have some of those nowadays. They command quite a pretty penny. Nope, these ones are the ones that came in the McDonald's Happy Meals. And we are going to go through all of them. We're going to put them on our little test track here and just throw them out there. This first one is the Toyota Tercel SR5. This one in blue. These are plastic bodies. They do have print around the vehicle to look like, windows and stuff, but it is a solid piece of plastic. It's just one piece of plastic. The castings are not too bad. They're not ridiculously detailed, but they look okay. Prints are okay. You have to remember all these Stompers were used, they were played with and whatnot. One of the rarest things to get is to find some older ones that still have some white hubs that aren't dulled and whatnot. You do see that the axles in there are a bit rusted. That is pretty common. There is some base deets on here. It says Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA, made in Hong Kong. Stomper patent pending. It is the Schaefer manufacturing company. These do have maximum suspension. The base piece here is also plastic, but it is riveted together with a piece of metal, and then of course there is a metal band in there to create the ridiculous suspension. These tires look like that because the real full-size Stompers have very similar ones like that. You can swap the bodies out on those. These ones don't come off. They are fixed on there. But they are super suspension. Looks pretty good. I do like those. They're really fun. They were super cool to have as a kid. I was very young when these came out. These are mid 80s, 85, 86 is when these were available. You can still find them right now, sealed in the McDonald's bags. They're not incredibly rare, although it is incredibly rare to get them, sealed, but not necessarily just the models themselves. They're relatively common. This one has had better days. This one has been melted quite a bit. Got super hot. Don't know what happened, but looks like some pretty decent battle damage, but suspension's still there. Still looks pretty good. Exact same Tercel we just looked at. Just a little bit more beat up. So this one seems to be pretty common. I have several of these. So this one looks pretty good. It does say Stomper on the window as well. Windshield banner. This one is pretty good as well. Put that guy in the back. Yep, I got another one here. This one is definitely the most worn. You can see all the, discolorization of the entire hub. These are a rubber-ish kind of wheel, or tire, I should say. That is separate from the plastic hub, by the way. They're not rubber, but they are softer plastic. So this guy's pretty beat up. We'll put him over there. And then I got one last one of the blue ones. Yes, I do have 5 of these. This one is in the best condition of them all. It is almost new. So not quite there. You'll see that we don't have all that axle rust or anything in there. So this one was well kept through its life, which is pretty nice. So that one's in pretty good condition. So we'll put that guy next to the battle damage. Now, Stompers came in several colors. Now, I do not have every color for every model in here, but I do have several colors for several of the models. This one in a gray with red. This one is in fantastic shape as well. No rust issues on the axles as well. So this one looks really good. I think this might be the best one I have of this one because, yep, I have a few of the gray ones as well. This one also in fantastic shape. I got really lucky with these. I'm not sure where I got these, but super lucky. I'll be honest with you guys, most of these Stompers came from dump bins. Even something like this can come from a dump bin. I mean, they are plastic, The only thing you have to worry about is the prints, like this one, where the prints are all worn. Completely lost the windshield banner off of there. So losing most of the print on the side here. Other than that, it's in pretty good shape. You know, it's a little dusty, a little dirty. It's just the way they were. They were intended to be played with in the dirt. You know, if you didn't play with them in the dirt, you were not using your Stomper to its full potential. All right, moving on to a new model. They also did an S10. This one in yellow. That is a kind of a bluish purple print on there. Says Chevrolet on the back. Like I said, all plastic. So a lot of times these KC lights on the top are broken off. That happens a lot. They get thrown into a toy bin or whatnot. This one does have a nice big push bar on the front. Looks good. This one's in very good shape. Axles look good. Nice suspension. So, and just for reference, the bases are the same. So the bodies, if you had a broken body and you wanted to pull the rivet or whatever out, you could put it onto a new base, and it would work just fine. So we're going to put our S10s in the pit lane. Got one more yellow one. This one is definitely not in as good a shape as the first one for sure. A little bit worn out on the windshield banner. Then, of course, you can see it's just one piece of yellow plastic with all the prints added onto it. Still got some Hong Kong base going on. Last S10 I have, this one in black and silver. Really, really wish I had one in really good shape. This one is super, super beat up. You can see the ridiculous amount of rust in the axles, but they still roll and still run. Still has suspension, even has lots of rust on the little rivet thingy on the bottom here. It's not really a rivet, it's like a push. It's almost like a compression fitting. I don't know, it's hard to explain. This one looks good though. I think this one's really, really nice. If you take a look at that one in mint condition, it's pretty clutch. Dodge Rampage, one of the cooler ones in my opinion. And of course they, tout that stupid little 2.2 liter in there like it was something cool. But the crazy thing is that at the time, that 2.2 is actually a relatively advanced and kind of efficient motor. This guy looks like he's been chewed up either by a dog or maybe even a kid. Opposite wheels, kind of weird. So it's definitely unfortunate. You can see that the manufacturing moved to Macau. So I think they ran these for a few years. But this one looks pretty good. Just blue with some darker red. Let's put him... It's not going to be enough space for everybody. We'll just put him... Oop, there we go. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was coming. All right, I'm going to make room here. All right, I got one more of that exact same color. This one in even worse shape than the first one. But, they're just... You get what you get. You find what you can find. I do like the Rampage, so I think that one's pretty cool. See if I can get these to stay on there. Last Rampage, this one is absolutely fantastic. It's in pretty good shape as well. White and blue kind of gives off that kind of Shelby vibe, 80s Shelby vibe. This one, axles look good on this one as well. Just a little bit of wear for the paint. This giant spoiler piece down here. Looks kind of cool. It's definitely oversized compared to what the Rampage was. Rampage was a pretty small vehicle, but it still looks kind of cool. So just kind of squeeze him in there. Boom. All right. In the same sort of kind of Mopar-ish vein, we do have the AMC Eagle. This one looking super cool. It says it's got 500 horsepower in there. Number 74 does have a Screaming Eagle on the front. Looking pretty good. Just black and yellow. This one's very, 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 very faded. Yellow is very, very, very dull. Same side to side. Axles look pretty good though, and of course the hubs look pretty good. Always like that. Hong Kong base on these ones. I do have several of the AMC Eagles. So we're going to put these guys this direction since I have so many of them. This is another one. This one is in far better shape. You can see that the yellow is much, much more bright, brilliant, easy to read, not so opaque. Looking very, very good. Of course, the Stomper logo on the windshield is basically gone. Since this is black plastic, there is no print, obviously, for the windows because they just leave it black. See, this one is made in China. So Hong Kong and China. A lot of stuff moved to China in the 80s. Another Hong Kong one. This one, pretty average, about the same as the first one. Nothing doing. So we'll throw that there. Matchbox is coming out with a Eagle something with it's the wagon version. This is the two-door. It's coming out with the wagon version this year for 2023. Well, it's going to be 2023. Another one, just same condition. This one is also Hong Kong as well. So kind of interesting. It's one of the reasons why that one's in such better shape, because it's a much later production run. It's just the way it works. All right, this is one of the coolest ones of them all. The 4x4 Chevy van is just such a cool one. It's big. It's one of the biggest bodies of them all. It's just super, super cool. This thing barely fits in jammer cases, by the way. This one is in really, really good shape. Does have a little bit of wear on the bumper. Does say Stomper on it, though. Does have those extra windows on the top. It's kind of the conversion van that, that groovy van, grooving in 70s. Does say 4x4 Chevy on the side and striping in dull orange, like a dull orange. So does have some louvers on the back windows. Looks pretty cool. Axles are in very good shape. This guy is Macau base. So that one's pretty cool. I do have a couple of these, so we'll see what else we got going on. We'll put him there. This is the other one I have. It's the exact same, unfortunately, not a different color, but this one is in even better shape than the first one. This one is actually almost new. Very, very close to almost new. It's very close. Very, very nice. This one is I think I actually bought this one standalone. Wasn't like in a dump in or nothing. Pretty sure I bought this one standalone because it's in such good shape. But I will tell you, of all the Stompers here, I think the most expensive thing I paid is maybe $4, maybe. Some of these Stompers in like brand new condition usually go for about $5-6 a piece, but it just depends on the model. Chevy Blazer. Yes, there's a Chevy Blazer for sure. This one is extremely beat up. Definitely super, super beat up. You can tell by the hubs and everything and the wheels. It's even got some cracking in the plastic in there in the wheel well, which is unfortunate. It's not supposed to be there, as you can see. It does say Blazer on the side. You just can't read it. I do have a couple more of these Blazers, so hopefully we'll see if they can read it or not. It says Chevrolet on the back. Looks pretty good. 4x4x4x4x4. Pretty good. This one doesn't have the KC lights broken off. And then, of course, this is just Hong Kong base. Almost all of these are going to be Hong Kong base. Not all of them, but most of them. All right, here we go. This one is in much, much better shape. You can see it does say Blazer on the side. Looks pretty good. You can see how dull the color was on this one. Look at that. Looks like it's a blue. It's like a bluish. It's supposed to be green. This one, not mint, but is in obviously very, very, very good shape, comparatively speaking, especially to the other one. Doesn't have that broken wheel well piece in there. This one is also Hong Kong base. There's super, super suspension. Just love it. Super cool. I'll put him there. This is the last Blazer I have. This one in red. Not sure if that's supposed to be a gray print. I think it's supposed to be gray. Same exact print details, just different colors. Like I said, these came in Happy Meals. They were a Happy Meal toy. Came in a plastic bag. So kind of got what you got as far as colors go. All right, Ford Ranger. Yes, the original Ford Ranger. This one has number 23 on it. It does say 4x4. Red and black. This one is in pretty good shape too. Axles are in pretty good shape. See the fuel door there. Nice little detail there. Says Ford on the back. Found on road dead. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding, guys. We love all cars. This one, Hong Kong base as well. So very nice on this one. Always like to show the suspension. It's just super cool. Just super cool. Let's see here. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna put the. I know they're kind of off the camera, but I'm gonna put those two S10s there. I'm gonna move that S10 there. Put our Ford Ranger there because we have a few of these Ford Rangers. This is the next one. This one is worst for rare or worst for wear. That's what I'm trying to say. This one is well loved. We'll just call it well loved. It is still, kicking around though. The front fender is broken on this one. A piece broke off of it. It's just dirty too. So this one definitely came out of a dump bin. No doubt about that. This does have Hong Kong base as well. So suspension still works and still rolls. Still does exactly what it should be doing, which is pretty nice. Sitting there, chilling. The last one I have is in orange. It is still the same deco, though, just in orange. This one's kind of in the middle, kind of in the medium. It's, a little bit of, rust in the axles and whatnot. It does have Hong Kong base as well. And then just the print's kind of worn out. So I do like the orange color. So there we go. Last model we got here. This is the Jeep CJ, I believe. If you guys are Jeep enthusiasts and I called that wrong, you are more than welcome to drop a comment and say, Level M, you done messed that one up. This one does say Renegade. So it's the Renegade trim. Does say 78 on it. Looks pretty good. 4x4 78 in maroon. There is Jeep on the back, just in case you were wondering what it really was. They are, these castings, as I call them, they're a little bit tuned-ish, a little bit wide, a little bit, proportions are a little bit off. But that's all intentional. This guy is Macau base. So he's kind of a mid-production run. It looks really good, though. I like that one. I got one more of those maroon ones. This one is in much better shape. Prints are a little bit, or actually a lot more crisp. Axles are definitely a little worn out. So got that axle travel going on. Looks pretty cool. There's not really much any weight to these, so you can't like post them to like hold something. There's just not enough weight to the model to do that, but it'd be cool if you could. Again, Macau base as well. Expected that to be the exact same. All right, I got one more color. This one in orange. You can see that this guy has black hubs on it, which is definitely not common. Looks pretty cool though. Very nice. This one is Macau base as well. This guy is definitely dirty. He was definitely played with before he became part of my collection, and I just let it roll with that to be a little bit nostalgic. You can see that the wheels are different on this one. So if you bring this up, you see that the moldings are a little bit different. These are hard plastic. You can see they went from hard plastic to a rubber. So it's definitely unfortunate, but it does make the Stomper signature on there show up a lot better. Obviously these are dirty, but you can see it says Stomper 4x4. So they became just a solid wheel, which is definitely not cool. This is the only one I have that's like this. So I'm not exactly sure the deets on this. I do apologize. To be honest with you, I knew this was in here, but I never really looked into why or how many of these actually come with this updated wheel. But regardless, it's there. Kind of interesting. But I do have that exact one with the original wheels on it. Of course, same orange and everything. Still says Stomper Renegade 78. See, this one is Hong Kong base. So this one is an earlier production run versus that one. And there's not like a teeter-totter suspension in there. Like, they both work individually. So you don't have to worry about it, going back and forth. So looks pretty cool. Of course, Jeep on the back is on that one as well. So there you go. I know, not really in the shot. Pretty close though. But I just wanted to throw those ones out there and kind of showcase this a little bit. And bring something different to the channel. And I always like doing stuff different. You know how we do this. We haven't done something like this for a little bit, and I do apologize. We've been doing a lot of current mainstream stuff, but I do want to bring more of this stuff to the channel. And let me know what you guys think about the Stompers. I absolutely love the Stompers. One of my favorite things of all time. I love pulling these out of dump bins and whatnot. I don't have a massive collection, as you can see. This is what I have. But I think it's pretty good, and it's going to go. Just going to keep rolling. And I'll try to get all the colors eventually, but we'll see. But anyways, we're going to roll out. We got some more stuff to stomp around. I'm going to do some 4x4 action. So until then, we're going to catch you next time. Level 'em, kids. Peace.